guys, welcome to Theme Park Depot. Sorry, it's been a while since I posted, but I'm back with a bit of an odd video for me today. So I thought today, instead of telling you about the public history of Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun, I would tell you about my and my family's personal history with it. From my grandma back in the late 70s and early 80s to my mom and my aunt whenever they were kids, to me and my cousin and brother whenever, well, we're still kids, but whenever we were younger. It's just all about it. So, without further ado, let's get started. Wait. So, before we actually get into the video, I would like to apologize for the hot mess that this setup is, because, my normal filming location is being painted, so all my stuff is buried, including the cord to my microphone. So we're in the living room, we don't have our mic, so this video is gonna be a little iffy. It's gonna remind us a little bit of when I first started the channel. So with that word of warning, now let's start. Let's start with my grandma and her connection to the park. I don't know very much about this, I don't know all the details, but we do have this one picture of my grandma's friends taken at the park sometime in the 70s. Unfortunately, grandma is not in the picture because she was behind the camera taking it. That's something I've noticed about a lot of her pictures. She's always focused on the memories and everybody else and capturing those instead of herself, which is a bit sad whenever you're really thinking about it. That's part of what makes her so special. She's always thinking about other people. Same with my mom. It's impressive. We also have this one other picture from that day, but it's pretty unremarkable, as you can tell. It's just pathways. So other than that, all I really know is that her favorite ride was the Zinger. And oh, she did work as one of the mascots in the park for a while to make some extra money whenever my mom and aunts were kids. She told me this funny story about one shift where apparently she went on after this teen boy, and this group of girls came up to her and started to try to flirt with her, thinking she was the boy. My poor grandma, she checked if there was any kids around and had to discreetly show them that she was not indeed the young boy. They were pretty awkward after that, to say the least. So my mom and my aunts, her two sisters, used to also go to Worlds of Fun as kids. This would have been the late 80s to the 2000s, and they've told me so many stories. They're all funny or just so many, but for sake of time and space of my notebook, my poor notebook, I'm just going to tell you just a few. So the first one is my mom said her first ride, her first real roller coaster, was the Orient Express. And for people who know about the Orient Express, it had this chicken exit sign, put it right here, but my mom, somebody told her that if she went out the chicken exit, it would make chicken noises and people would look at her and judge her. So, of course, she went on the ride instead. She also told me about the Either Or ride and how slow and boring it was. And she told me that she would put her hands in the water because what else was there to do? It's really comparable to what me and Paisley would do on the Peanuts Tug Yacht Club, maybe? The Peanuts Yacht Club ride. Paisley even took her shoe off once and stuck it in the water. I yelled at her so much that she told her mom that I was yelling at her, which was pretty funny. But, oh, speaking of her mom, apparently Aunt Sam wouldn't ride any of the rides outside of Planet Snoopy for a long time. My mom and grandma still make fun of her about it sometimes. All good-natured, though. Not in a mean way. Let's see, what else? Oh, apparently, don't try this at home, but they would wear platform shoes to the park so that they could just make the height requirement to ride all the coasters. For me, Worlds of Fun makes up many of my core memories because, well, I remember so many things. Like, I remember going on the kite eating tree 1 million times, begging for one more time, over and over and over again. Thanks, Mom. Checking my height outside of every ride on those little boards and seeing how much I grew over the winter. I remember joking on the car ride there and getting Dairy Queen and counting how many water towers we have left until we see the Rainbow Water Tower and the Steelhawk peeking over the hill. But I'm gonna share just a few memories that really stand out to me for now. So, I remember my first trip to Worlds of Fun mostly because of one memory. I was asking my grandma to hold my Lucy purse that Poppy bought me from the Snoopyland gift shop as I was about to get on the Flying Dutchman with him, which I was terrified of, and I'm still terrified of. I don't like it. I'll ride the Mamba, I'll ride the Detonator, I will not ride the Flying Dutchman. I remember the purse was blue, and it would make like this loud clicking noise whenever you would open and close it, which drove my mom crazy on the car ride back. Another one of the memories I have is my first Winterfest. I remember that I was scared to ride the Scrambler alone, so my grandma waited in line for my mom so that she could come back and ride with me and my brother, which I appreciate now a lot more than I did then, because I now understand how sick spinning rides make her, and she rode it twice just so that I could ride it, which, thank you, Mom. I also remember from the night dancing to try to make the, show choir people on stage notice me. It did not work. I was wearing this giant, puffy, candy cane dress. Here, I'll put it up here. And I was just, vibing. I remember making these giant Christmas cookies the size of my head and, not making them, but, decorating them in, the Mrs. Claus bakery or something. And I remember seeing Santa. Here's a couple pictures from that night. Ooh, that's cringy. Edit that out. Here's a few pictures from that night. Another memory I have is whenever I was, 9, I remember that my mom took my friend Elizabeth to Worlds of Fun, so that's 2 giggling, screaming 9-year-old girls. Once again, thank you, Mom. That was the first time that I actually rode spinning dragons or any higher thrill attraction outside of basically the Scrambler and Planet Snoopy rides, or Camp Snoopy, I guess. Which, whoa. But I was 9 and I hadn't rode in a roller coaster yet. I was a chicken. But I remember that whole time that we were waiting in that line, which was a long time because it's spinning dragons. It's always a long time. We were joking about suing Worlds of Fun so that in the future we could own it. Just false lawsuit. Our plan seemed flawless at the time, but we were crazy. Another memory I have was last year I went to my first haunt, and I was scared, but I didn't want my mom to know that, so after we went on the Cornstalkers, in the Cornstalkers house, I was like, I'm kind of tired, do you want to go home? So then we went home, and I got, a bean burrito from Taco Bell for dinner, and it was a fun night, but I was definitely a little bit too scared, because I hadn't been in, a haunted house or a spook house before, and I was just deer in headlights. It was actually kind of funny. A lot of these memories are very comparable to my mom and my aunt's and my grandma's memories. It's actually really funny because this is the picture my grandma took whenever her school, of her friends, and, well, she's not in it, but of her friends whenever her school came to Worlds of Fun for, an incentive trip. And this is the picture I took. Well, somebody else took it, but it's of my friends. And they're actually really, similar in a lot of ways. Even, it's like each person just has a copy in the other picture from a different time, and it's actually really funny to me. Yeah. Well, that's, I guess, the end of our little makeshift video here. Thanks for watching. I don't have anything else to say except for possibly like, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell. I don't post regularly, but I do post, so I'm here. Well, thanks for watching. Bye!